my gosh, my hair, you guys, is like a mess. So I'm just gonna put it behind my ears. Probably looks even worse that way. I don't know why I dropped Perry. This is my platypus, Perry. Okay, I don't know why I'm so nervous to talk about this, but let me first introduce you guys. Hi, to say my name is Esi Kokui. Welcome to my channel. I have a new video for you today. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe so you can get more videos like this, as well as a bunch of other videos. You can go through my channel, see what you like. I got a whole variety. And don't forget to like and comment as well. Alright, so today is a self-love talk, and you know, these don't really do well on my channel, but I still love doing them because that is the basis for why I wanted to start a channel, why I want to be in the career of media. I want to be able to spread that rhetoric of loving yourself, because I know it's a struggle that I've had, that it's a journey that I'm continuing to work on. And yeah, I know that if I can help one person, then I've at least done my job. So I'm gonna continue doing these. So today, June was hard. More so this is self-love talk, but then this is also me expressing like what's been going on in my life, and a way for the both of us, all of us, to find like solace in moving forward. And yeah, June was hard. June was really hard. It started off hard, it ended hard, and I'm like now picking up the pieces in July, but I've had a really hard month, and 2020 has been nothing short of a hard year. If you guys have been following my channel for a while, you would know that I got robbed twice this year alone, starting in January. Great start to the year, so I already knew how my year was going to be. And yeah, and then, you know, COVID and all that stuff came and just swooped up more of my life. And then, you know, it was racism that just came and said, hey y'all, I've been here. And then just my life kept going. It's like a tornado, and you know how as the tornado goes, it just keeps on bringing other things into it. That's literally how my life has been going since the beginning of 2020. It's been another thing brought in, another thing brought in, another thing brought in. And that's usually how it is. That's usually how it is for every year of life, you know. But I've tried not to make this the rhetoric for 2020 that, oh, you know, bad things are happening, but it's not a bad year. And I'm still trying to feel that way. It's not a bad year because I've had a lot of growth already. I've learned a lot of things about myself that I probably wouldn't have learned, you know, if 2020 didn't happen the way that it did. So for that, I'm grateful for, and in that, I don't think 2020 is such a bad year. But it's kind of just hard to, I guess what I'm dealing with is having anxiety, because I have a lot of bad anxiety where I'm just scared to move forward. I'm scared to fail. I'm scared for things to happen. So I'm just like shutting myself in, which then makes it hard for me to connect with others. And I think that's my biggest issue, on top of the anxiety. Like, the anxiety is causing me not to connect with other people, but then feeling the anxiety every day, that is tough. It's so tough, and I feel like I'm at my breaking point a lot of times, but I don't want to give up. And That's the hardest thing. It's like I could just sit here and not do anything. I could literally just give up and, go do like what other people want me to do, go back to school, find a better job or whatever. But I believe in myself. I believe in my dream so much that I want to keep on going no matter what the outcome is going to be. If you guys don't know, I'm like all over the place with this, but if you guys don't know, I am trying to be in broadcast journalism, or I study broadcast journalism, and I'm trying to be in media, and so I am trying to do what I can to get there, but I also have a business on the side, and I also have other things that I'm working on and doing, and that can definitely distract from the whole media goal, but I think it overall adds to my end result of what I want to do. And you're probably like, okay, so where's the self-love talk? Because you're just talking a lot about your issues and your problems, girl. We all got issues and problems, and I know that. We all got issues and problems, but it's about how you move forward. When I'm going through something, I let stress eat me alive. Like, I literally do. I have a stress rash on my hands that you're not going to focus on, but it's bad. And it's literally eating me alive. Not really, but it's like eating my skin or whatever. It's just, my skin does not look good. And I'm sure other people have different things that happens when they're dealing with stress. And so this is kind of my way to push myself out of it. And so hopefully this can help you too, because we all have things that we want to do. We all have people that tell us like, oh, you could be doing this, you could be doing that. But if you already know what you want to do, if you believe in yourself, if you don't think you'll be happy doing what other people want you to do, then just keep going. Keep going, or find what works for you. Find what works for you to work through the stress, work through that, because honestly, you cannot, even though you have your own goal and what you want to do, if you have things stopping you like stress, anxiety, depression, it's going to be a lot harder to make it through and prove those people wrong. And so that's where I am right now. I am trying to figure out what can help me do that. So here are like my 5 basic things that I've done to help me, and you can find what works for you. You can do what I do, but it honestly, like, everybody's different. So I would say for me, one of the things that I've been doing is listening to interviews and podcasts. I find a lot of inspiration in other people's dreams, and I know it's like, oh, live for yourself, don't try to be other people. And yes, don't try to be like another person, try to be your best self. But listening to the advice that other people have already gone through, are dealing with, can really, really be motivation. Like, I was just listening to, I forget her name, Sharon from Uma Beauty, and I was listening to her interview with Patrick Star, and it was so good. I wrote down so many notes, and it just made me feel so much better, and it gave me the strength to make this video. Not that I'm trying to be like her, not that I want to emulate everything after her, but I found the things within that podcast, it was a YouTube video, but within that video that I want it to be my theme, my mantra to help keep me going. So listen to, podcasts, listen to Bible studies, church services, YouTube videos, find what works for you. Movies, I find a lot of inspiration in movies and shows, like watching Pose, and I'm inspired. So find what can inspire you. I'm very spiritual, so prayer is my go-to. I'm working on rebuilding my relationship with God, and I know without Him, none of what I want is possible. And I'm also trying to figure out, okay, how to have a relationship with Him, not just to want things from God, but to actually invest in the Word, invest in my relationship. My relationship with God, because I think it's just like a relationship with, a boy or a girl or whatever. You gotta build that foundation in the beginning and build that friendship in order for it to really grow and be the relationship that you want it to be. And so in order to get anything else from it, if there's things to get from it, but you gotta build that foundation first. And I am really I hate asking God for things. And I don't want it to be like I want to get so much from God where I'm not building that relationship. So right now I'm just focusing on that part, trying not to ask Him for too much, but He knows my heart already, so I don't even have to tell Him all of that all the time. But I'm building that relationship, and I don't even remember where I stopped. Sorry, my camera died. But basically, I'm just trying to figure out my relationship with God, because I need that foundation in order to build all the rest of the foundations in my life. The way I move as a Christian, the way I move as someone who loves God, I think that's what makes me me, because I do have that kind, forgiving spirit, and I don't want to lose that. But I also need to understand where all of that comes from and why I need it. Sometimes I lose my way and I'm just like, I'm too nice to these people. Why do I need to be too nice? But I need to kind of understand why God is the way that He is and why I should be the way that I am. So yeah, that helps with my stress. Reading the Bible, listening to gospel music, that is my therapy a lot of the time. A lot of the time, gospel music will get me through a lot. So I haven't actually been utilizing this, but I want to get back to it. I'm going to be in contact with my therapist next week. But therapy. I stopped therapy because I got caught up with life. Honestly, there's no excuse. I got caught up with life and I just let it go to the wayside, and I should really utilize it, especially while I'm on my parents' insurance still. And yeah, I need to talk to someone, because it really does help getting a neutral person's perspective and they help you see things that you may not look at it in that way. So therapy, a mentor. Yeah, a mentor too. You can have both, actually. So as much help as you need, it's okay to ask for help. And it's okay to have people guide you along the way. Because honestly, a lot of your faves did not do it by themselves. Unless they come from wealth already. But a lot of those that didn't, they had a lot of help along the way. Even if they left their parents, even if they went and they went and tried to do their own path, they had people who believed in them and pushed them to where they needed to be. So talk to mentors, find a mentor, find a therapist, find someone to talk to, and kind of help push you towards your dreams and your goals. And then I also walk. Walking is, I didn't know how good it was until yesterday. Every time I go for a walk, I feel so much better. I have so much clarity. I listen to music, I dance when I walk, and it just gives me a time to unwind and not think about what's going on in my life. Or maybe I do think about it, but it's not as stressful. I just feel good. And I don't even like nature like that. I don't like, I like being outside, but to a certain extent. But going for a walk, that always helps me. Even, you gotta find what works for you. So find an activity, basically. Going for a walk or taking a bath. I love baths, and that also brings me clarity. Reading, find what works for you, an activity to do. Lastly, journaling. So I'm getting into journaling. I just got a new journal, and journaling is good because it keeps a record of how you were feeling in the moment. It helps you get your thoughts out in another way that talking to someone may not. Then you can come back and look at it at any point, whenever you want to look at it, and see that you've come so far past that time where you didn't think that things were gonna work. That's why I appreciate journaling. It helps me remember, helps me know that I am making progress. It just may not be as fast as I want it to look, but when I really look back and see where I've come from, then I am doing, it helps me reflect and see that I am doing big things. I am making it, but it's just taking some time. That's it. And you may feel a lot like you're disappointing people, that you're disappointing people, you're disappointing yourself, that you could be doing something better. Stress and trying to move through that is not as easy. People think that if you already know what you want, you don't want to go be a doctor, you don't want to be a nurse, then it should be easy. It should be smooth sailing because you know what you want. And it isn't. The reality is it isn't. It isn't easy being a businesswoman. It isn't easy making it yourself. It isn't easy, and having your mental good is just the best gift that you can give to yourself. So really spend time figuring out what works for you. Try my steps and see if that can work for you. Try different things. I can also list a couple of things in the description box, which I will. I'll list a couple of other things that you can do in the description box to just help. Because I'm feeling it too, and I know that other people are, and I know that we will make it through. Well, thank you guys for watching. My name is Esi Kokui. If you would love more talks like this, if you have different topics that you want me to talk about, my experiences, definitely comment down below. I appreciate you guys so much for letting me vent and talk to you kind of about what's going on in my life and where I'm feeling, but how I know that I can move through it if I just keep working on these things, keep trying to move through my stress, move through my problems, and not blame myself if it's not going right. Just be consistent. So be consistent in your mental health, be consistent in your dreams, be consistent with whatever you got going on. So thank you guys for watching.